Bombuster72 here again. It's time for me to do a good check and a good test on the Farson Hatchet that was sent to me by Mike from Fremont Knives. First off, I want to show you how sharp it is. I just wanted you to see the straight from Farson Knives. This thing is really sharp. This is a pretty ripe tomato too. It would normally want to just squish and squirt all over the place. Instead, it slices pretty decently. Now, one thing that I want to make sure you guys understand, if you do this with any knife really, even a stainless steel knife, you're going to want to wash the blade. Tomato juice is one of the worst things that you can do to a blade. Take care of your knives and they'll take care of you. So, now we've had that public service announcement, let's get on with some tests, shall we? So you know what? We're going to see how quickly we can go through this. All right, I'm going to take a little break here. I'm already seeing something. I'm seeing something that I'm not really all that fond of here. Mike did tell me that this would loosen up, but it loosens up a lot and it really moves back and forth. If you're doing some heavy chopping like this, you're probably going to get some blisters. It would be nice if this thing came with a different type of handle, something that doesn't shift around on you. I don't know, maybe some a micarta or G10 type slab sides, something like that. Something to give you good, you know, a wider handle, something to get a hold of, but it's not going to shift around on you. Seems to be holding up. Oh. All right. So finally, we made it through there. As you can see, we made it through. I'll have to check the shot clock to see how long that took me, but you would want to wear gloves while doing something heavy like that, and this is going to shift around on you. Let's see, after doing all that, if I can handle slicing through some leather here. It's hard to find a good place to get that thing to jam in there. First off, let me tell you about some of the things that I didn't like about it, okay? I didn't like the fact that this came undone quite easily. I don't know if you can see it even started to come unwrapped, you know, slipping off the end there a little bit. It's quite loose now. I still think that some sort of micarta or a G10 type slab sides on this would make a better handle. As far as the things that I do like about it, you know, it's quite a handy size. It's not huge, obviously. We don't want it to be huge. This is an emergency tool. It's not too heavy. It's pretty thin, which I do like. It makes it easy to, you can pack this away and honestly you can forget about it until you need it, and then it's there. It's very, very sharp from the factory. It retains its edge really well, as you saw in the tests. I like the fact that we did give it a nice wedge shape on the back here. It does make splitting a little bit easier. And if you're splitting any sort of wood, that's what I would recommend. Don't try to baton through it in a typical fashion. You're going to want to drive it through more like a chisel. This thing really works well with a ferro rod. Honestly, I don't know that I've seen sparks like that from anything else. And it's not that it's, you know, a special steel or anything special about it. It's the fact that I can brace it so well that I can get a really good purchase with that ferro rod on there, and I can get some really good sparks with it. I think I would use this over a knife, especially if in damp conditions, something like that, where I'm worried about it. I want a really good spark, really good and hot, long-lasting spark. I would use this over my regular knife that I would use. So honestly, do I think the Farson Hatchet has a place in your survival kit? Absolutely, I do. I don't think this should even be your primary hatchet that you have, But if you're just going out for a day hike, you're not expecting to be needing something like this. This really doesn't take up that much room and that much weight. So take a look at it. I'll put a link down below to Fremont knives. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe. You can always subscribe by finding the bullet casing and clicking on it. And until next time, take care and be safe. So I'm back, and I wanted to show you possibly the most important thing about this. I've retied everything, as you can see here. But that's not what the important part is. The important part is when you're out in the wilds, there's some things that you really ought to have with you. And if you don't have them, it can be miserable. Things like rain clothing. You don't have rain clothing, you're miserable. Also, if you don't have a bottle opener, things can be really miserable. Especially if you don't have twist tops. We have a cool, refreshing drink here. So it's nice to know that the Farson Hatchet has that going for it too. Till next time, take care and be safe. So now that we're done with that test, I wanted to show you that I did indeed, I don't know if you can see that or not, I got a little blister. Not a big deal. It's not my first blister. Yes, I have soft hands. I work in an office. I got a blister. Be sure to let Mike know that Bombbuster72 sent you. I don't necessarily think that he'll give you a discount. In fact, he may charge you more for that. So on second thought, maybe you better just not even mention me. New lip. Not used to it yet.